I go to the high school, okay, and I was talking to my friend Steffi the other day, and she was all like, hey, you want to come over to my house and watch Days? And I was like, okay, and she was like, okay, and I was like, okay, and she was like, okay, we're like, okay. So we're over at her house, and we're watching Days, and my stomach was just like, grr. And I was like, hey, Steffi, do you have any food? She's like, go check in the cupboard. So I went over to the cupboard, and it was like, oh, Mother Hubbard, the cupboard was bare, okay? And I'm sitting there, and the only thing in the cabinet was this little can of Beanie Weenies. And I was thinking, Beanie Weenies? Steffi, Beanie Weenies? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, okay? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, okay. And we're like, okay. And then all of a sudden, we're new to the Beanie Weenies and everything, and we're sitting there watching Days, and all of a sudden, Steffi's brother, Brad, the brat, comes out, and he's all like, oh no, you're eating my Beanie Weenies! And I start laughing, okay? And I'm laughing like a beanie shoots out my nose. And I don't mean just like dribbling down, I mean it was like across the room. It like stuck right in the wall. It almost hit Steffi in the eye. I mean, there's still a little beanie stuck to this day. And I'm laughing still, and I run to the bathroom trying to clean my nose. Meanwhile, Steffi's boyfriend, Kirk, the jerk, comes over, and he's all telling her she's not this, and he's all that and everything, and they go outside to talk, and I'm stranded in the bathroom. Awkward! And I'm sitting there, and, I'm thinking, if I don't come out, they're thinking I'm having a movement or something, which I wasn't. And I come out, and Steffi's all crying, and she's all emotional, and she's like, I'm going to be straightforward with you, Candice. I want you to tell me about Jesus. And I was... Keep going. Rudeness, right over here.
Sorry, brother.
Where was I? Oh, yes. Alright. So, Steffi was just like, Candice, I want you to tell me about Jesus. And I was like, okay. And she was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And she was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And we're like, okay. And I gave her my testimony, and I told her about Jesus and everything. And went to school the next day, and Steffi was like, guess what, Candice? I thought about what you said last night, and I'm saved now. I'm going to heaven. And I was like, oh, are you serious? And then she was like, seriously? And then I was like, that's great. And we were having our girl moment. We were all like, ah! And then we just calmed down, and I was like, and she left, and I was in my locker, and I was all like, God, if you want to use me like this again, that's fine with me. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And he was like, okay. And he was like, okay. And we're like, okay. And then I was like, but P.S. God, next time can we leave out the Beanie Weenies?